There we go. So, I don't know what that was about. I am not entirely sure why it just quit. I've been having this issue. It's a recurring issue. Not sure what's going on with that. Yeah, how long did that last? About 20 minutes, right? Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what's up, but it's been giving me issues like that. If it quits again, I'm going to try just low latency, so the replies definitely won't come as fast, but maybe it won't just stop out of nowhere again. But where was I? Oh yes, we finished with the headphones. There's, of course, the FAQ here. You could probably scan. Does it work? No, it does not. Oh, I heard the startup sound, and I am excited to hear it every single time. Oh, wait, Boris, are you the one that did the sounds for the Vision Jet? Because I'm pretty sure it was someone named Boris. I'll take that as a yes, and just because I can, I'm gonna mute my mic here and just start up the engine, because I also don't know how long the battery will run. And I'm not sure if that negative value... I'm not sure what's going on with the battery gauge there, but I'd rather not run out of battery on stream, so I'm going to do the startup really quickly. Then I'll get back to that. So we have some power in the aircraft, so let's make sure I'm doing everything out. Before engines start, we'll pretend I did the walk around. The door is latched in a second. Yep. Parking brake is on. BAT 1 and 2 on. Gen 1 and 2 on. No GPU. Unless there's something I don't know about there. Yes, we're good. Strobes on. Cast messages none. Thrust lever idle. Brakes are hold. Engine knob. Run. Love the sounds. Fuel pump check. Yep. We're good. Engine button. Press. I'm gonna mute for this one. Okay, so I am cutting. let's try this again. Okay, and we're back. Hopefully. I just shut down the engine. We're gonna try to restart the engine really quickly before the stream goes bad again. So we're gonna switch the engine to run. Listen to the pump. Beautiful sound. And I'm gonna be quiet. Okay, so we're going to call that a successful engine start. I'm going to have to mess with the stream settings if it stops again. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, because up until the last time I tried to stream, I'd not really... Actually, no, the last 2 times I tried to stream. Yeah, so my first 4 streams went flawlessly. Like, they were hours long. Including the Across the Pond stream, that was 11 hours. And then I started having issues where, out of nowhere, like, YouTube stops receiving enough video. Hopefully I'm back. As I was saying, I could just sit here and start and stop the engine for hours just to listen to that. But then you also have the school sounds and such. It's just so much fun. And also, one of my personal favorites here is the headphones with noise canceling. Because I've never been in a Vision Jet specifically with noise cancelling headphones, but this is roughly what it would sound like in my head. I've been in airplanes with noise cancelling headphones. This is roughly what it sounds like. So that's awesome, and I love it. Yeah. Unfortunately, I quite enjoy the streaming side of things. The recording is... I like the ability to talk with people as I'm doing the stuff. Like, I'm interacting with you. This is fun, but the recording is very much not facilitating interactions because there's no real-time communication. So I enjoy the stream more than recording. Don't know why I said that weird. Still quite tired. And it's just kind of annoying that the streams keep quitting out like that. Something about some of the errors I was receiving is the bit rate, but I know I have that set at like 2500, I think. Oh yeah, they're running out of things to talk about. Let's see, what time is it? I think the video is actually premiering right now. Is it? No, it's not. So it'll premiere. I'm just gonna set it for 3 hours from now. At the moment. Save. But as you'll see in the video that I recorded this morning, I ran out of things to talk about in most of the last half of the video. Oh. See, I probably should have, like, done some research before I started streaming, because the 2500 bit rate is just what it was set at by default. Huh. Let's see if I can do this quick enough. Did I do it? I hope if I did it quick enough. But yeah, the 2500 is what it was set at. And so you said 6,000, so I just really quickly set it to 6,000. Maybe that'll fix the issue. I'm just gonna continue on like I haven't had to restart the stream again. This has happened 3 times. Hopefully that fixes it. If it does, much thanks. EIS, we're good. Good. No external GPU. Oxygen is on. Avionics initialization. Ooh, also config. Executive, complete, and family. So executive has whoops. There's that. Executive has the 2 seats. Family and complete has 2 seats, then 3 in the back, which kind of get a little cramped. But to each their own. I mean, it's their jet, and the 2 small seats on the side look like they're more supposed to be for like little kids. So there's that. But yes, that's quite fun to do. But we're doing executive right now. We got 2 people in those seats, even though you can't actually see them. Was it utilities? Initialization, yes. Database status, Navigraph. It does have Navigraph integration, which is awesome. I'm going to showcase that really quickly because this is one of my favorite things to do. You can pull up a chart and even zoom in and scroll it around, which is just awesome to me. It's, again, little things like that. And I know you can do this in the real Cirrus, because I was obsessively watching Vision Jet videos last night while I was at work. Don't tell my boss. But I was, specifically as I was shutting everything down. I had bought it and flown one pattern, so I was watching Vision Jet videos as much as possible. So I know you can do the chart on the screen. And also, if it looks better, that's a great bonus. Oh. Go back to checklist. Yes. And utilities, initialization. Let's do the system tests really quickly.
Higher. Stall.
Bing bing. That's a very satisfying chime as well. I quite like it. Initial fuel. We got plenty. Whoops. Weight and balance. Looks about right. Oh, wait. We gotta go all the way down. Let's go all the way down, please. Luggage is incorrect. We have 20 pounds of luggage. Or else we're overweight. Okay, what is going on here? I just came up with random numbers here. And for the important personal development, yes, because I needed to figure out how to fly it. Can't get that check on the weight and balance. Unsure why. And we're gonna also put in the flight plan. KF. Nope. No. I can type. TY. Fulton County. What is the routing again? Where's vPilot? There's vPilot. So we're going to SOONE and E, enter. Then the MYNN VOR, MC. Enter. Then, is it Ormond Beach? Yes, I remembered that. Macon, Southeast US. OMN is the Ormond Beach VOR. Completely forgot. OMN. Yep. MN. Southeast US. Then HANKX. HANKX. Enter. And we are arriving at MYNN Nassau. As far as flying isn't the hard part, it's not flying it that's problematic. Yeah, I mean, I had a very great landing. I'm gonna brag a little bit. That landing that I did in the video that's coming out hopefully soon was amazing. I'm very proud of it. Yeah, the video's almost processed, so I'll probably set the premiere to like 6:30 once it is processed. Back to the checklist that I completely forgot about. Caps pin was already removed. We're also gonna put myself back in the pilot seat here. Okay, caps pin removed. Passengers briefed. Stay in your seat. Keep your seatbelt buckled. Enjoy your flight. Before taxi, calm now GPS. So we're gonna put 1228 in the first one, 1215 in the second one. Monitor both frequencies. Switch the frequencies over so that I'm monitoring the correct frequencies. Actually, Atlanta approach got off, so we're not gonna bother. We're going to be up in the flight level, so I don't know why I started doing this, but I just automatically put in a squawk of 4711 and turn the transponder on. Nav source is GPS, Unicom time, yep. The only great landing you've ever made was unintentional. I felt that. I've had some great landings that I thought were terrible, then I've had some... They seemed great, but then I look back at Volanta and it's like a high foot per minute rate. I don't know how Volanta does it, but like back when I flew on FSX, I'm aware that all the runways were like perfectly level, so whatever the descent rate was relative to the flat runway. I'm aware of that. So if it said 200 feet per minute, I know I was descending at 200 feet per minute when I touched the ground. But with Microsoft Flight Sim, the runways are not always flat, and I know for a fact this runway is not flat. So I really don't know if it was just because I was on an uphill section of the runway instead of downhill when I touched down. I really don't know how Volanta does it, but also the G seems to be incorrect as well. I don't know if that's just a me thing or not, but whatever. ATIS/clearance, we obtained it when we put in the flight plan. Altimeter set, transponder set. Should probably put the heading in, so we'll be flying initially at a heading of way over here, 265. I'm gonna be waiting a second. Heading and altitude. I'm gonna set my altitude to 2,500. Wait, what was it? 265. Okay. 265. Altitude to just 2,500. We'll VS up at 1,500 feet per minute. And we'll scroll that the wrong way. Oh, okay. Okay, low flyby makes sense. I thought it was a accidental ran out of fuel situation or something like that. And I think, yeah, we'll just put it to 165 here initially. 5. Probably should have done that earlier. But hopefully all we gotta do is flip on the auto throttle. That is 165. There we go. Okay, so heading, VS, and altitude. We're set. Flight controls. I mean, it's a side stick. How not free and correct can it be? In a Harrier, in a hover. Oh, that would be pretty bad. Flight controls are free and correct. Trim up 6 degrees. 5, 6. Flaps 50. You know what? It's a shorter runway than I've departed on before, so we might as well do that. Electric roll trim set. I'm going to assume that's already done. Toga button. Where's the toga button? There's a toga button? Oh. Is that it? No. Is that it? I didn't know there was a toga button. I think I might have. Did I? I don't know. Is that toga? I don't know what happened. I don't know when that did. Cast messages, check, okay. Seats must be normal and upright position. Yep, parking brake. Make sure we're idle. Release. Brakes. We're also gonna turn over here. Clear left, turn left. And just point ourselves at the taxiway, and brakes are checked. Okay. There's that before takeoff. Departure briefing. We're departing. We're gonna fly below the Bravo shelf for all the other aircraft. Departing or arriving in Atlanta. Then once we get south, I'm gonna assume that button's the toga button, because other than that, I don't know where toga would be. And then if someone from the Flight FX team is watching, they're probably gonna be like, "You're an idiot. It's like right in front of you," which would be true. I am an idiot sometimes. And it also wouldn't surprise me if it were right in front of me and I still missed it. But I'm going to assume that was the toga button, and I don't know why they had me push it, but whatever.
Atlanta traffic, UPS 448 heavy, type Boeing 747-800 Strado, coming in via Chipper 1 arrival via heavy for runway 26 right. Atlanta traffic.
Okay, apologies for that. That took me off guard. We're just gonna do that. Departure briefing, we're departing. We'll keep it under the Bravo shelf. Around, oh, did they say 7-4? Was that UPS? I think, yep, that is a 747-800. So we're gonna keep it below the Bravo, especially for that plane, because we're about to depart. Then once we get south of the airport, we can climb. Landing lights is required. We'll just turn those on now. Probe heat is on. Do cast messages, none. Trim 6, flaps 50. We're good. Multifunction windows configure. Okay. Come to the mat. No. Full. Then we'll get the clue what's going on. So there we go. Okay. Yes, there we go. Okay, so let's make sure that's the last bit of the checklist. Normal takeoff, brakes, hold it. Thrust lever, takeoff. Check normal, then release brakes. Okay. Rotate 80 to 90 knots. Pitch for 5 degrees. Landing gear up with positive rate of climb. Flaps up at 115. Clear of obstacles. And climb tables for the airspeed. We'll get back to that. There we go. Okay. So, Fulton County traffic, Cirrus November 22395. Taxiing to runway 26. Fulton County traffic. I probably should have, yes, that Cirrus flying under him is going to create tons of wake turbulence for above him. Oh, would you look at that? So I'm going to set the premiere for 6:30. So, you know, by the end of this stream, you can go ahead and watch that video that I keep talking about. And whatever, I guess the low bit rate works because I haven't had issues yet. But we are ready for takeoff now. Everything ready to go? Yep. And apparently already had one landing. At 35 feet per minute at 0 knots. I don't know what that's about, but we're going to start taxiing now because we said we were. So, actually, because I love the sound so much, we're going to do that so we can listen to the sounds. And we're not going to go too slow here. We're ready to go. Is that truck turning this way?
Atlanta traffic, UPS 448 heavy type Boeing 747. We're currently descending to 9,000 feet to Rain. We're coming in via the Chipper 1 to Kevy for runway 26 right, Atlanta traffic.
You know what? I'm gonna do it. Wait a second. Oh no, they're gonna come around. One buffering since, but it could be your end. Okay, so that's not too bad. It's better than having to restart the stream every 20 minutes. Yeah, whoa. I'm having a little bit of sim lag, and I don't know what I did, but the pilot is no longer in there. Yeah, that truck looks pretty gone. And now the pilot's in there. Yeah, Fox 2, Fox 2. I'm gonna make sure traffic is on. Okay. And since I'll be taking off basically into the Atlanta traffic, I'm just gonna call Atlanta traffic instead of Fulton County. Unless I really wanted to go realistic here, where is the comms? CTAF? Is there CTAF? There is no CTAF. But it does say Unicom 122.95. But I don't think that's right. Yeah, that's not the right airport. CTAF. Does it have CTAF? It does not have CTAF. But the Unicom is also 122.95. Someone has a hot mic on frequency.
Still
not liking. There we go. I wonder what they were flying with those the little bing bings. Maybe they were also in a Cirrus. Okay, we're gonna hold short here. Is there any traffic I can get in sight? Actually, I'll make one more Fulton County call. Fulton County traffic, Cirrus 22395, lining up on runway 26. Yeah, excellent hot mic. There is an American and great speech right here. There is an American A321 off in this direction. They're probably way up. Oh, hey, look, there they are. I found them. I just don't see them on the map. Oh well. Okay. Atlanta traffic, Cirrus November 22395, departing from Fulton County Airport on runway 26. Yeah, that would be quite entertaining. There's takeoff thrust. Release the brakes. Let's do a much. Oh my god, I'm doing a terrible job already keeping it on center line. Oof. That's something I do need to practice, is center line. Oh my god. We're just gonna, oh my god, all over the runway. We're gonna just rotate and do some totally not legit flying there. Positive rate gear up. And we'll just put in the autopilot there. That'll handle the funky wind. B7357. Or the, what is it, the new B21 or whatever that's supposedly being revealed sometime. Oh, also the weather is weird. It's like super windy after the severe weather that came through. Yeah, I mean in the bigger jets where they can be a little twitchy, but in the bigger jets like the 737, A320 and such like that, I can hold centerline way easier than what just happened there. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue what happened there. Set you to 165. You know what? We can go all the way up to 250. And we'll also bring flaps up. We'll set it to 250 so that we get out of here quick. Because I know we can do over 250 level at low altitude like this.
Traffic. UPS 448 heavy. Passing Kevy at 4,000 feet. Going to be swinging around to intercept the ILS on runway 26 right. Atlanta traffic.
We'll just stay out of their way. So we are at 2,500 feet now. It's a little gusty today. Oh, I was doing almost 300 knots, about 1,000 foot AGL at Opa-locka last night on the one pattern that I got to do while I was on break. I live close enough to my work that I can run home. And because the Vision Jet released right as my shift started on my break, I ran home, and while it installed, I ate some food. And then I had just enough time to do a single pattern, and I did that and caught myself doing the barber poles, so I was at like 258. I didn't overspeed it, but I was close. And we are getting some lag, which is okay. We're also going to turn ourselves south. huge lag spikes out of nowhere. What is going on? Am I back? I think I'm back. I'm back. Okay. What's the saying? If you're not clacking, you're slacking? Well, it doesn't have an, well, I just figured out it doesn't have an overspeed sound. But I know I wasn't slacking there for a second, although off to our left, look, there's Atlanta. Yep, once we clear the shelf here, and all the Atlanta controllers just disappeared. Okay. Well, fly like you stole it.
Atlanta Hartsfield traffic, UPS 448 heavy, Cyclone 747, 800 freighter is apparently accepted the localizer on ALS 26 right. We're about 10 miles from the field on Glide Slope now. What's the traffic?
I'm gonna take that to heart and just yeah, I turned off the auto throttle there and just put it full in. I almost said full burners. I was flying the F-18 with a friend last night. I almost said full burners, but this doesn't have an after. Imagine a Cirrus with an afterburner. That would be something else. So we're gonna go direct to SOONE, SOONE, enter, nav. Also, a thing I found out is that I guess when you do a direct to, is YouTube okay, or is my oh yeah, tons of buffering, I think, on my end. There we go. Maybe I'm back. Will it do a barrel roll? We're just gonna try to get up in altitude here. Oof.
Atlanta Hartsfield traffic, UPS 448 heavy. We're about a couple of miles off final here on runway 26 right, full stop, Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson.
Okay, so we're gonna. Oh, messed that up. Okay, maybe the 6K is too much. I'll change that here in a minute once I get the autopilot set. But I think also being super duper close to the ground, traveling fast, and having to load in all that scenery is probably not helping either. So we are going all the way up to flight level 310, so we're going to see the limits of this Cirrus. It's the auto throttle is going to keep us in max continuous thrust and also climbing at 165 knots. We're going to go ahead and set the standard altimeter before I forget. And I'm gonna try lowering the bit rate really quickly. Okay. Can I turn the preview off in here? Maybe not. I don't want to get in trouble. Also, the UPS is on the ground now. I missed my chance on that. Oh, I was trying to say earlier, when you do a direct to, apparently you have to cancel the direct, or else you'll just continue in a straight line. I found that out last night. I don't know if that's a, I really don't know if that's an issue, or if that's just how the G3000 works. Hopefully the stream is smoother up here.
Atlanta Hartsfield traffic, UPS 448 heavy, has vacated runway 26 right, taxiing to the North Cargo 8 in Hartsfield traffic.
I hope it's much smoother here. Once we hit 10,000 feet, I'll answer a previous question. Cirrus with afterburner. The people at FAA having a heart attack. Just hearing that suggestion, I would like to see that. I think I would find that quite entertaining. Also, I wonder if you could just stick an afterburner on any old jet engine with the right stuff. Watch out for my cluster bombs. Committing war crimes over here. I'm pretty sure that's a war crime. Cluster bombs. I think I read that somewhere. While we're in the climb here, but before we hit 10,000 feet, we're going to go to the climb checklist, thrust lever, MCT. Engine parameters will continue monitoring. Cabin pressure will monitor. Ice protection is required. We're good. Altitude transition, we already set standard. Throttle and ice protection is required, and monitor the engine system.
Atlanta traffic Delta 975, 7.5 miles.
We're above 10,000 feet, which means we're gonna pop off the autopilot here. This is the perfect time to do it because our max continuous thrust setting is 69. So we're gonna. That's sluggish. That is very sluggish. Very obviously not made to do aerobatics. But it can do a barrel roll. It can do a barrel roll. Huh. Like the bomblets dropping as the main thing is dropping, or just having the bomblets drop out of the canister from the aircraft? Because I think that would count more as a carpet bomb. If you just have the little bombs falling out. I mean, that, other than the size of it, that seems more like a carpet bomb. Just instead of with Mark 82s or whatnot, you have a bunch of little, I guess, I don't know what bomb's going to cluster bomb, but you know what, I think you know what I'm trying to discuss here. I'm gonna need a little more altitude if I want to try a, I'm gonna need a little bit more altitude if I'm gonna do this next maneuver. We'll probably do it on our way over to Macon. 40 knots, goodness gracious. Yeah, so if the canister stays attached to the aircraft, that's to me sounds like a complicated way of carpet bombing, or allowing smaller fighter aircraft to carpet bomb. Like sticking it on an F-15 and carpet bombing with an F-15. Something like that. If you know what I mean. Yeah. Instead of like a B-52 with 100 Mark 82s just dropping willy-nilly. It's an F-15 with a couple cluster bombs that don't actually fall from the aircraft. I would not consider that cluster bombing. But I also don't make up the laws for war. So take that with a grain of salt. Georgia's beautiful. There's a little bit of a weird thing right there, though. Don't know what's going on there. There's just that's just a square in the ground. That's just a whole rectangle in the ground that's darker than the rest. What is going on? I need a screenshot of that because I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, if you're flying low over an enemy airfield, I'm pretty sure their anti-aircraft guns are gonna enjoy that. And I'm also going to point out that I don't see the velocity vector. We are cramming so hard into the wind. So I gotta ask now, have I convinced you to buy the Vision Jet? It can do a barrel roll. If that didn't convince you, I'll do another maneuver, see if I can convince you with that. But so far, have I convinced you to buy the Vision Jet? Because I mean, it's only $25. It's not that bad. Great influence right here, by the way. I'm waiting to see if I've convinced you to buy the Vision Jet, because if you say no, then I got one more maneuver up my sleeve. I don't even know if this maneuver's gonna work. Not even in convincing you to buy the plane, but if I can even pull it off without crashing. Or stalling it, putting it into a spin and not having the caps available. You're convinced it's a great little jet. Okay, have one more trick up my sleeve that I don't think the plane's gonna like. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So fun fact, this is the maximum power output this aircraft can do at this altitude. Oh. Okay. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. I am surprised that worked. That's impressive. That is impressive. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. It suddenly said Mach for some reason. Okay, so I might have messed up the autopilot on that, but it's working. It's working. So I am going to report back to the flight effects team and let them know that their plane can do a barrel roll at in between 10 and 20,000 feet and be fine. There we go. Supersonic Cirrus? How fast did I get? I don't think I got that fast. I don't think I went over like 220 knots. Yeah, no, I didn't go over 220. I'll text Cirrus and be like, hey, your plane can do this, by the way. Why is it back on Mach? I don't like that. You know, I'm sure if you stuck an afterburner on those Vision Jet, you could probably get a supersonic. You could probably just brute force it. Might not fly for long. It might just break the speed sound barrier, but you know. Oh, when I said I saw Mach was up here, it changed to the Mach number instead of airspeed, like indicated airspeed. It changed to Mach, even though we're not at 30,000 feet yet, and I didn't like that. We're just gonna climb at Mach 0.4 there. But yeah, we're just gonna climb to Mach 0.4. And it might take us 30 minutes to get to altitude, but at least we are climbing. I'm gonna just 1, 2, 3, 4 back to 0.36. There's no harm in 0.36. That'll make us climb quicker. send it out to the moon and then fling it back really quickly, it'll definitely go at least Mach 1 through the atmosphere for a limited period of time. I can guarantee that. It will be a very limited period of time, but Mach 1 will be reached. Or you could crash it really quickly into the water, and I guess technically you could consider it passing through the speed of sound in that medium. But that wouldn't be very survivable. Although hitting water that hard, I don't think you'd get very far. So I remember hearing like jumping onto water from like 100 feet or something like that. It's like jumping on the concrete? Or maybe it's higher than that. I don't know, but that's just because you get higher speed that you hit the water at. So even if you hit the water from 100 feet, but you were doing fast enough, I guess it would be like hitting concrete or something. I'm trying to play the scenario out in my head where you crash like a remote controlled Cirrus with afterburner into the water, just to see. That would be interesting. It's definitely more interesting than like the what are they? Like the old like NASA tests where they had the remote like 727 or something like that, and they intentionally crashed it into the ground to see what part of the airplane is safer. Fair enough. I guess in theory, if you did anything to anything, you could make anything past the sound barrier, but it's whether or not it survives the sound barrier. That looks pretty aerodynamic. It might not be efficient, but I'm sure you could at least temporarily brute force this through. You might not want the engine on top, you might want to move that back and inline the aircraft, but I think you could probably brute force this just past Mach 1. You're not going far past Mach 1. You're definitely not going to get to the point where the drag starts reducing. Oh, I clicked a button. Whoops. You're not going to get to the part of supersonic flying where the drag actually reduces, but I'm sure you could get it up to where it says Mach 1, or at least 1.01. Or literally anything other than 1. I'm sure if you put enough brute force engine, you might need to change how the whole thing... Well, yeah, there's the vacuum. But you gotta get the jet to work. Ramjet, scramjet, that works. But... what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, you're probably not going to get it far past Mach 1, but as long as it says like 1.001, I'd consider that a success. You might have to change how you build the aircraft. It probably won't be nearly as light, and you might have just enough fuel to get it up to altitude and over Mach 1 for like 10 seconds before the engine flames out. But I mean, if you have enough money and enough time and willpower, I'm sure you could get that actually flight tested. Maybe not. Maybe not the flight test part. Maybe you could build a simulation to see if that would actually work. But I see someone down in Tallahassee, number 22FX. Let's see which their plane is. That is VATSIM traffic, yes. I'm going to assume that person is probably flying a Cirrus Jet. Vision Jet. How have we not made it? Oh, wait, I know. I did a barrel roll and then I did a loop. That's why I'm not out of the state of Georgia yet. I definitely didn't put extra fuel just in case I wanted to do shenanigans like that. Totally not. I'm kind of glad there's no like center controller on, or approach controller for that matter, because if they saw that, they'd be like, what the heck? Unfortunately, nobody else was close enough to actually see that. There's no one in the air near me. So unfortunately, nobody actually saw that. That'd have been hilarious, though. See a plane doing acrobatics. Aerobatics. And they check what that plane is. And oh, would you look at that? It's a Cirrus Vision Jet. Well, yeah, you saw it. I know you saw it because I'm streaming it, but like nobody in VATSIM saw that, and that's just that's unfortunate. Oh, and my dog is barking at something outside. If you hear faint barking in the background, that's probably my dog. We have stray cats in our neighborhood. Okay, back to what I was saying before Jan rudely interrupted me there. We have stray cats in our neighborhood. My dog does not like that. I don't want to turn around and fight an 83 knot headwind to get back to the UPS. I definitely don't have enough fuel to do that. Then turn around and fly all the way to Nassau. I know for a fact there's not enough fuel for that. Because it's taken me what, 30 minutes, 45 minutes to get here. This is gonna be an hour. No, 2 hours and 20 minutes is what Simbrief was saying. Well, we got 1,000 feet to go, and then we're at flight level 310. That's a good thing. I'm gonna look at the there's a little altitude spike where I did the barrel roll, and then there's an altitude dip where I did, or no, not the barrel roll. There's a dip where I did the barrel roll, and there's a dip, spike, dip, and then I level off and I continue going, or I did the loop. Yeah, luckily at worst it's working just as a crosswind. As you can see, you can't see the flight path vector there, because I'm crabbing so hard that it's not visible. Oh, what the heck is going on? Alright, let's get it up to 31,000 and see how fast this puppy can go. Air-to-air refueling is an option, I think. Is it a legitimate option? I don't want to test that. I don't want to break it while I'm in the air. Let's see. Still, the only center controller in range is New York Center, and they're not in range technically. Can we just also, just attention to detail here with the phone and the charger? I quite enjoy little touches like that. And just because we can. And now we can take a nap. Oh, look, it's the moon. Wow, this looks like it's going to get up to 180 knots almost. That's impressive. That right there is impressive. I mean, I'm still speeding up. Drinking straw out the window. Didn't wasn't it like the Royal Air Force and their Vulcans, they needed to get it from like Britain all the way down to somewhere in the South Americas or something like that? Way farther than the Vulcans could ever fly. So they had to like come up with some janky air refueling system. I don't remember the details, but I'm pretty sure it was a Vulcan, and they had to like come up with a way to air refuel them, and it was just to get them down to where they needed them. And that story is I love that story. I don't know how true it is, but I'm pretty sure it actually happened. It sounds like something that would happen. I just don't remember all the specific details. I completely forgot that my headphones were noise canceling. The Falkland Islands. Now, where is that? That's down here, right? I remember it was like the middle of the ocean or something like that. You know what? I got a better plan than looking at little nav map. I'm gonna look at my phone map and find out where the Falkland Islands are. Falkland Islands. Well, the lines are curving in towards the bottom of the screen, so I know this is in the southern hemisphere. That's way southern hemisphere. Hello. That is impressively southern hemisphere. That's like, what country is that again? Chile or Argentina or something like that? I used to be good at geography, but now I am not, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. I've changed it to the backup server. I've left the bitrate at 4,000. Okay, so that's the story. Okay. Territorial dispute. That makes sense. So yeah, I've left the bitrate at 4,000. I changed the ingest server to the backup ingest server. And rocket, we're in scrub temper, everybody. Rocket launches are being pushed back left and right. Seems a little bumpy up here. It's nice and peaceful though. Look at the beautiful clouds below. Some probably not so beautiful clouds if I were to fly through those over that way. Actually, let's... No, it seems like the weather that was around this morning has like completely gone away. So we're at Mach 0.5. It's a decent speed. I'm gonna check the Weather Channel radar. See what's going on. Although if we start flying through clouds... My dog is still barking outside. Whatever she's barking at is really getting her wound up. I'm about to relearn some history here. Okay, so whatever is left from the storms this morning is like light rain out in the Atlantic. Interesting. That seems like a lot of work just for one Vulcan. I wonder how much that ended up, this operation you're talking about ended up costing. $11 tankers to get one Vulcan over. Yeah, we're getting bucked around again. Guess we're not turning off the fastest seatbelt sign. Oh my gosh. That's one way to do it. Flip a northern hemisphere map and oh, that's janky. But I guess whatever works, right? They got the planes back, right? I'd like a great rendition of the Vulcan in the simulator. I would like to learn how to fly it with a good model and functionality. Because I remember I briefly tried the Vulcan in like FSX or something and couldn't figure out how it worked, and it was like horrible modeling and stuff like that. I'd like something better in this sim. Oh no. They got all the way there. You know, I gotta plan a group flight for the Into the Blue flight sim server. Wow, that's a ballsy crew right there. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a waste. That's a big waste. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely familiar with like the politics and stuff at the time, but the Falkland Islands, is it really worth it to possibly sacrifice one aircraft, spend the money to have 11 tankers escort that thing over, 21 bombs only for one to hit the runway, and okay, so they made it back, so at least they didn't lose the aircraft, but was it really worth it? I mean, I'm looking at the Falkland Islands here. I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, it looks like a little group of land, but not much there. I'm not entirely familiar with, like, the politics and the states of mind and stuff. Another country back then, but that seems like a bit excessive for that. It seems a bit excessive. They did that multiple times. So I guess the next missions, they sent 12 tankers. They did lose a Vulcan, but it was not a crash. It diverted to Brazil and was impounded. Okay. Did they ever get it back? Oh, okay, that makes sense. I'm not entirely familiar with like all the islands, what kind of population they have out there. I thought it was just like deserted islands. That was just like, it's British. On a technicality, as in they say it and nobody's challenged it. I didn't know there was actually people there that wanted to remain a part of Britain. That makes more sense, but not by much. That does seem like a lot. Just for that. Like, just send the Navy over or something. Did Britain have a Navy? Here we go. Now I'm gonna sound extra stupid. Isn't the Emperor Tucano not that bad though? I mean, that's like blackmailing to make them buy an aircraft, basically, but it doesn't seem that bad. I'll look up the Emperor Tucano really quickly before I make more statements. Emperor Tucano. Oh, that's a cool looking aircraft. Okay, at the time, I'm aware that Britain had the greatest navy in the world for a while. I mean, like, it's, what's the saying? It's 5 o'clock in Britain or something? Always 5 o'clock in Britain. Something like that. Something about 5 o'clock in Britain. Or noon. Some random time in Britain, because, like, Britain used to control half the world. So I'm very much aware. Oh. So I'm aware that Britain had the greatest navy in the world for quite a while, but in the 80s, in this time period, could they not have just sent a like, I don't know. Yeah, the sun never sets in the British Empire. That's what it is. They couldn't have just sent like a, what's the word? I don't know navy terms. Like a flotilla or something? I don't know, a couple ships bombard the airport and stuff, so they didn't have to like risk expensive aircraft and such. I know it would have probably taken longer, but to me it makes more sense to just send boats over than like this super risky mission that almost ended up losing an aircraft on the first try. You technically lost one for a little bit, but you got it back. That just seems like a little excessive to me, especially if you had a very good navy. Like, I know the Vulcan isn't a carrier aircraft. Smart enough to know that. But you couldn't have sent, like, I don't know, battleships or something. That makes more sense to me. Or is that gonna, like, have to get into the politics at the time where you couldn't just send battleships to win back your territory or something? I'm making myself sound excessively stupid. I'm gonna stop talking before. Oh, I know that word. Send a task force ground fire. I know the Exocet missile. Everyone knows that. If they've watched Top Gun, they know it's bad. It's bad for the ship. Well, anyone that's watched Top Gun knows that the Navy sent, what, 4 F-14s after a couple MiG, well, it was 7 MiGs, fictional MiGs, with Exocet missiles just to rescue one boat that wandered into the wrong territory, but I don't know. I should probably do more research before I continue just making stupid comments on what's going on. Tucano looks like a really sleek plane, though. I'm going back to that part. I looked it up. It looks like a fun plane that if you owned it, that would be pretty cool. That'd be a lot of fun. It looks like the what is it? The PC-21 that just released. I think that was a PC-21. And also the T6, the turboprop version, and it looks like a lot of single-engine turboprop 2-seat military trainers. Why are there so many of them? Oh yeah, that would make sense. Really calm down. Not getting bumped around as much anymore. .325 knot ground speed, that's not too bad. See, I'm gonna briefly move away from this whole Vulcan operation. It is impressive that it was pulled off, though. I gotta say, that was... I heard the story. I was like, what? No way. That's ridiculous, but awesome. But, I've already started my notorious run. Whenever I get my hands on a new aircraft, instead of doing small, short hops, I push it to the max and fill it up with fuel, max gross, and just send it. I'm already doing that to the Vision Jet. I've had it a grand total of 25 hours. I'm already doing long hauls with air quotes in this plane. See, I think anything that could possibly have to go like a long range should have AA refueling. Fair enough. Yeah, the Vulcan is pretty big. It's probably slow to respond and such. You know, it would be epic if, like, in the next couple of years, something like TACPAC or FSX and P3D was created for Microsoft Flight Sim. You could do all the weapon stuff, the air-to-air refueling, well, you can already do carrier operations and mock dogfights and such. Okay, that's funny. Being used as ashtrays. When missing that one component would make the... Why is my dog... Give me 1 second. I'm gonna run and check out what my dog is barking at. She is going insane right now. My dog is insane. She was barking at the neighbors. Okay, that was Jackson Center telling me to contact them. 135 925. Okay.
Cessna 78 JJL.
Whew. Okay. Yeah, I had to run.
Cessna 78 Juliet Lima, Jacksonville Center. Hello, squawk 1061. Squawk 1061.
Jacksonville Center, Cirrus November 22395 with you at flight level 310.
Sorry, last two that we're calling those blocked. Call back in 2 minutes.
Okay.
And Delta 2605, sorry, reset transponder squawk
2
1015.
minutes. That was very specific.
Blue Streak 5081, radar contact 36 miles to the northwest of the Crestview V, flight level 280, climbing tape level 370.
All the way up, flight level 370, Blue Streak 5081.
Delta 2605, Jacksonville.
Delta 2506, go ahead.
Are you 2506 or 2605? I'm sure you connected as 2605.
Should be 2506. I can reconnect.
Yeah, if you would, please. Blue Streak 5424, your time with me has come to an end. Atlanta Center's offline. Radar service terminated. Fixed change proved. Good flight.
Over Unique Town for Blue Streak 5424. Can I say?
Jackson Center, American 1841.
American 1841, Jackson Center.
With you, flight level 330, checking in.
Number 78 Juliet Lima, radar contact 60 miles to the, let's call it northeast of the Rossi intersection at 2000. Verify that's your final. American 1841, squawk 1062.
Oh.
1062 in the box, American 1841.
Blue Streak 5081.
2506, I'm back with you.
With me. Radar service terminated. Fixed change proved. Atlanta Center's offline. Good day.
So long, Blue Streak 5081, good day.
Delta 2506, I'm back with you.
Delta 2506, welcome back. I have your flight plan now. Send pilot's discretion maintained 1010,000. The Navy altimeter is 3016.
Descend and maintain 10,000, 3016 on the altimeter, Delta 2506.
And I'm sorry, it's going to be the Elgin altimeter, 3016.
3016.
American 1841, radar contact, let's call it 3 miles east of the Yulee intersection for level 330. Welcome on board.
I should probably fix that. Turn the radio down a bit. And we'll have to see how that is. I'm going to call up now. Jacksonville Center, Cirrus November 22395 with you at flight level 310.
Number 22395, Jacksonville Center, low squawk 1075. I'm sorry, say your altitude one more time.
We are at flight level 310 and squawk 1075 for 22395.
Roger.
075. Enter and ident.
American 1841, descend via the Stock Car 3 arrival. Charlotte, wild guess is going to be landing north.
Loud.
Charlotte altimeter is 3009.
I talk really quietly and I don't want to be screaming in here, so I'm going to
Roger, landing north, descending via the Stalker
The
3
VATSIM
arrival,
radio
American
down.
1841.
probably still can't hear me, so I'm going to turn the VATSIM radio down even more. And we shall see how that is.
Number 22395, radar contact.
How is that now?
20 miles to
I
the
hope it's
southeast
better.
of the Gators, the alarm for level 310. Welcome on board.
Glad to be here.
American 25, or correction, Delta 2506. Do you have any approach requests into Elgin, or anything goes?
Just the ILS for Tree Zero if possible.
Okay, you can expect that.
Roger. Jackson, also if you could get me vectors after dared.
Roger, Delta 2506, stand by.
Ah, that's good. You can hear me.
Delta 2506, depart dared, heading 200.
Depart dared 200,
I'm
2506.
gonna be honest. I would love to. I'd love to be in a Vision Jet up at 31,000 feet in real life.
78
It
Juliet,
seems
Juliet Lima,
so
Jacksonville Center.
peaceful. Like, it's so nice.
78 Juliet Lima.
I love
78
this.
Juliet Lima, correction, Juliet Lima, is your final altitude going to be 2,000 feet?
I left the landing lights on.
Say again, please.
That's a whoops.
Is your final altitude going to be 2,000 feet?
We're going to remain at 10,000 feet.
Roger. Juliet Lima, the Elgin altimeter is 3016.
Requesting radio silence. I don't think you can actually do that on VATSIM.
Altimeter
unless you're a
3016.
controller. I should have put it into this, yeah. No gear doors, what? Okay, so the nose gear has a gear door, but I guess
Jacksonville
this
Center,
Fulton
good evening.
737
Allegiant
doesn't have gear doors for the
1155
main
with
gear.
you climbing through
I didn't notice that.
24.6 for 310.
Interesting. And apparently
sorry,
that's
who
like
called
an
in?
infrared camera right there.
Allegiant
Apparently that's like an
1155.
infrared camera or something right there. Which is interesting.
Allegiant 1155, Jacksonville Center. I'm sure you connected as Alpha Yankee, Alpha 1155, so you might want to check that. You might not have the flight plan correlated either.
I love getting a bunch of screenshots. We're about to make a left turn over to HANKX now. Someone nicked the doors. You know what I haven't looked for when flying around? Actually, I did actually look for that in the video. But it was whether or not conducive for seeing. But I looked for Six Flags because the approach like flies you
Delta
right.
2506, reaching 10,000, reduce speed 210 knots.
Hi, 210 knots at 10,000, Delta 2506.
And assuming Miami Center doesn't get on as soon as I'm handed off back to Unicom by Jacksonville Center. I'll run downstairs and grab some food.
Allegiant 1155, squawk 1037.
1037 for Allegiant 1155.
And thank you for that.
How far out? Well, this is a 291 nautical mile leg to HANKX. then 39 nautical miles from HANKX to Nassau. Does it give us a... We have 1,400 pounds left. So we have like 300 miles left. We'll call it 310. A little more than that, but 310 is good. So we're a little less than an hour out. We have our Red Cross flying in to Miami. What are they flying as? I see them as A320ZZZZ. So let's see what they really are. An A320, okay. They're coming down from Montreal. Now, once I land...
Like 1155 radar contact, 4 miles east of the Olini intersection, level 310, welcome aboard.
Roger that, sir. 1155, thank you.
Once we land, I'll give you the option of what I could do next. Could do some shenanigans in other aircraft. Oh yeah, unless you want to see something extra, you don't have to stay for the stream. It's late/early over there. I mean, if there's anything you want me to take a peek at really quickly, I'll take a peek.
Tango Jet, single center, go ahead.
But I don't want you to feel like you gotta stay around forever.
Please, say again for Fox Zulu Tango.
You can always watch the replay of the stream. I know I have those
Go
that stay
ahead,
up on my channel.
Any squawk code for Fox Zulu Tango?
Papa Romeo Fox Zulu Tango, squawk 1023.
1033 for Fox Zulu Tango.
Oh, they got the wrong code.
Delta 2506 holding at 110,000.
Delta 2506, does that maintain 3000? I'll get altimeter still 3016.
Down to 33016, 2506.
Sorry, verify just 3000?
Oh,
3000.
This is
yes,
good.
send to 3000.
Good enough.
On December 1st at 7 a.m. my time, the TFDI Design MD-11 Collector's Edition goes into pre-sale. Guaranteed beta access, limited edition variants, and more. Let's check that out. Because I've been dying for this, Yeah, chill flight sim stream is nice. Don't don't stay awake for this. People need sleep. I'm gonna quickly read up about this pre-sale because I'm gonna definitely do that. The TFDI is not the bad one. I don't know who made the bad one. The TFDI has not released yet, and they made the 717 for
22395. You're leaving my space to the south. Miami's offline. Radar service terminated. Victor Sand Boots after flight.
Have a great night from 22395.
You too.
We're back over to Unicom. So the TFDI design, oh, $80. Woo. Let's see. This limited edition release gives you the base package, the freighter, and extended simulation package. Advanced failures and in-flight instructor, the ER variant. This special variant will never be sold outside of the pre-sale. Ooh. Personalized certificate of sale showing your MD-11 sequence number. Nice. Did I say books? $80. Oh, that could $80. It's $80 USD. So TFDI is looking to release the aircraft to the public by the end of September of 23, but I am 100% gonna get in on this this pre-sale. I don't know how to do this. I'm looking at it on my phone. Can I? Because the MD-11 that's coming out, hiccups. MD-11 that's coming out from TFDI is looking sweet. But yeah, let's see if I can quickly pull this up. Announcements. I'm sure there will be actually a lot of, excuse me, reading to fly it, but basically, if you want to save $5, you want to opt in on this if you want all the MD-11 stuff. But can I quickly add? Can I add this? Add new source. Well, the fact that you can't hit the on switch is why I like it. Let's see. There it is. Okay. So we're just gonna, oops, pull you roughly into the center here. Okay. So basically you're looking at all of this for $80. Which kind of gets you to save, you'll basically save $5 now. Ooh, the cabin's looking nice. Ooh, nice. I'm liking the looks. I've been following this for a while. TFDI, can we get dev updates for, give us some MD-11 updates. Smart cars. Oh yeah, they made smart cars as well. The MD-11. So here's a little look at the MD-11 here. I'm not sure what the extended simulation package is, but you won't be able to buy it. What's also catching my thing is like the exclusive serial number and stuff. We can check this out. So yeah, this MD-11, I'm I'm gonna pick it up as soon as I can. I know I'm gonna have to wait like a year after I buy it, but I think that's a fair thing for what they're aiming for. I think what TFDI is doing with the MD-11 is really nice. Unfortunately, I heard they weren't making a. Let's go all the way up here, see if it actually says what the extended simulation is. I guess the extended simulation package includes the advanced failures and in-flight instructor system. But if you want the ER variant, you'll have to get the pre-sale. Also, that beta access is what's getting me. It's the exclusive variant, beta access, and the sequence number. That's what I'm. Yeah, fair enough. I know I'm gonna love it, so. Ah, wrong one. I know I'm gonna love it. 'Cause I've been following the development pretty closely. We are over the ocean, which means better not have an engine failure. That would suck. Ugh. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get in on that pre-sale there. I would prefer if you didn't throw that into the engine. I can't stop you, but I would prefer if you did. Let's see, what is this Red Cross person at? They're way ahead of me, but they are at 10,000 feet. So they're like way down that way. I'm really trying to think of anything else here. I mean, if you messed around with the Honda Jet at all, you're probably familiar at least somewhat with this. But I think I've pretty much shown you everything here. Well, we all know the misses with the radar doesn't work. Traffic is iffy. I find I typically have problems with the traffic radar on VATSIM, but I think that's just because of how VATSIM works. Like, last night, I was flying from Opelika up to Space Coast Regional, and there were a couple people flying around me, and I got their traffic up on the radar, but I haven't seen traffic since then, so I'm not sure about that. But I think if we came in here, oh no, there's not like the glide range. I wonder where you can get like the glide range where it's the funky looking circle. That'd be fun. There is a missile range from 0 to 1,000 feet just south of the airport in Nassau. Yes, Stevo1 Knievo. I haven't actually watched his videos in like Oh god, it's been like a year and a half, 2 years now. Well, that means I have a backlog of aviation content to watch whenever I do get bored at work. Well, I think right now I could probably glide it over to Florida. But once I get in between, like, out in right here, that's 100 miles. That would be a while to glide it, though. I don't know. I might be able to glide it into land. It wouldn't be a pretty landing or anything like that, but at least it wouldn't be on the water. Better to not use the raft and vests, right? I love how it's 8 o'clock right now and I am tired. I blame the weather. It woke me up. Oh, I completely forgot to do that there. It's probably cold up here. The ECS, I think, has some sounds associated with it, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I think we're going to be at 310 for a little bit longer. I don't want to take it down in the Everglades. I'd rather not have to wrestle with a crocodile. Oh, hey, look, the flight path marker. It's back. If you remember, it was like way off the side of the screen earlier. Now it's, well, first of all, the wind has decreased, and it's not like a direct crosswind now, so it's actually on the screen. Yeah, fun fact, I was born in Florida. I don't remember anything from living there because we moved before I grew up very much, but I was born in Florida. I guess that means I have the alligator wrestling gene somewhere in there. Never had to use it though. Make it snappy. Yeah, I think now that I'm away from Jacksonville, and I think it's fair to assume Miami Center's not going to get on in 5 minutes, I am going to run downstairs and grab some ice cream. Ooh, that's bright sun down there. But I kind of want to grab some ice cream now. I'm gonna run and grab some ice cream. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta mute my mic. And Miami Center still has not gotten on. What was that, 3-4 minutes? Yeah, I'm back. Wow, I guessed an accurate amount of time? That's new. I never guess time accurately. I never guess distance or height accurately either. Okay. Let's do a little bit of math. We have, I'll call that, if I do this quickly, I can go with 150 miles. It's 189 miles left. That's just over half hour, 0.576 hours, so call that 0.58 hours. Is there a fuel burn here? 56 gallons per hour. So I'll land with like 125 gallons of fuel, which is about 1,043 pounds. Okay. Okay, so I'll land with about 1,000 pounds left, which means I'm gonna burn about that 200 more pounds before I land. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. We got just about a half hour to go. In fact, if I go into my flight plan, I will want to cross this at 16. No. Well, we'll just put that at 12.5. We'll cross HANKX at 12.5. Now that's not going to give us like VNAV or anything there, but I know what we want to cross that at. Let's see, where is... No, we did not fly over Disney World. We were... The closest we flew was about 50 miles away. Because we passed over Ormond Beach, then we went over the ocean. So we did not fly over Disney World. I mean, 1,000 pounds left over when we land, we could probably... How far are we now from Disney World? If you wanted to add another hour to the flight, we're 150-ish miles away. I'd add another hour to the flight. Still land with like 50 gallons left. I mean, we could do it. We have the fuel to do it. I think I'm gonna save that flight to Princess Juliana for another night. I'm gonna save the flight to Princess Juliana for another night. Probably just have some fun with some friends after I land. Might play some KSP. I should start streaming or recording KSP. That would be fun. I mean, I made a whole career save that I've been working on and just never recorded it, even though I meant to. I just never did. But I feel like at this point, KSP's been out for over a decade. Surprisingly. Like, it's amazing how old that game is, even though it's not that old. But I really don't think there's anything I could really add to the original KSP YouTube sphere. Now, when KSP 2 comes out, I'm definitely going to be getting that early access. But, I really don't think there's a point in me doing anything in the week, because there's been so much. The rest of what message? Oh, I'm gonna assume the message that was just the emoji. But so much has been done. So many people are so talented and done so many things with the original KSP. I don't think there's anything I can add to it. Which would just mean I'm kind of wasting time with it. Which is probably a bad mindset to have. But that's kind of how I see it, is I really don't think I have anything to add, so why add just a bunch of nonsense? I want to enjoy making the content. Like with Microsoft Flight Simulator, there can be a case made both ways, that I'm not really adding to the content, but I'm also adding to the content because I'm making my own unique stuff, because there's just so much you can do in the flight sim, but it's just kind of flying airplanes. So some would say I'm not adding to anything. I would say I am adding to this, and I also enjoy making this content. But with KSP, there's just nothing I could really do. Maybe I could stream it as just like a chill thing as I run through some stuff. I could just talk with people and play KSP, which I am totally down to do. But I wouldn't do like serious content creation with KSP. Okay, so we're about to pass over here. I wonder if this is the islands. No, I don't think this was the right islands. That is true. I do quite enjoy KSP. In fact, I've been enjoying, like, I have found out I tend to over-design missions, or vastly under-design them, and it's kind of funny. Like, I made a 3-stage rocket to get to MYNN, and I landed with the 2nd stage, and returned with the 2nd stage. Literally had no use for the 3rd stage. Also, that 3rd stage was hydrogen, so by the time I was ready to depart by the time I was ready to depart MYNN, there was no hydrogen left, so I probably could have just dropped that extra stage, added a structural adapter, and just pretended. I probably would have actually, probably would have saved some Delta V and weight. Could have gotten there quicker and more aggressively. But I do enjoy KSP. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it. I do have a tendency to overthink everything. Let's look out the side here. Bahamas are beautiful. I'm gonna switch the camera views around, so it's probably gonna get loud for a second. Where is that top down? There it is. When we're actually starting to fly over land. Ooh. Let's reset that drone cam. That's beautiful. Look at that. See, Microsoft Flight Simulator never ceases to amaze me with the scenery. Because up until April of this year, the only flight simulators. Oh, that is true. Too much fuel, but the hydrogen boiled off. So, but the only simulator I've played other than this Microsoft Flight Simulator is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2004 Century of Flight and Microsoft Flight Simulator X Steam Edition. So nowhere near this level of awesomeness in the scenery. I'm gonna take a bunch of top-down shots here because I love this view, looking down on like the land and stuff, the clean aircraft. True. All rockets are on fire at some point, except for electric propulsion. There's that, and solar sails, and also non-combustion engines. This is gorgeous. See, I'd also like to learn how to make like this really cool videos, like how they made the Microsoft Flight Simulator trailer, where it's like this locked view up here, but then the scenery changed below, and that was amazing. Then there's some stuff that Into the Blue does. I specifically want to know how he does the engine start from the outside with seemingly like not clicking the button in the cockpit and then switching. And then there's other stuff. I would also like to learn how people do like the really cool videos in KSP and such like that. I think that would be pretty cool. Oh, I never mentioned the stupid project that I threw myself into and still haven't actually officially started. So I was upset one day that VATSIM banned the Dark Star. So I think I know why. It's because, well, first of all, people were abusing it, and second of all, like, it had no navigational equipment. You had to hand fly that thing and everything. No auto throttle, no autopilot. So my idea was to recreate the Dark Star, almost identical, but add in like autopilot, some extra functionality there, make a nicer cockpit, maybe make something loosely similar to the Dark Star, but not actually the Dark Star. But yeah, I'm tempted to do that. I wanna have an aircraft that I can fly on VATSIM that can also go up to 150, 200 some thousand feet, do Mach 10, stuff like that. I think that would be fun. But I would like to do that. I just don't know how to do that. I'd have to learn how to do like the modeling and a bunch of coding, and I basically told myself I'm going to start this project that I have no clue how to do any aspect of, and I'm going to learn how to do every aspect of and make it good. And that's kind of how things go. I'm like, oh, I really want to do this thing, so I'm going to throw myself at it. And then 5 minutes in, I'm paralyzed with, I don't know what to do. Everything seems so great. I can't even break it down into little doable pieces, and then nothing ever gets done. So I'm going to try to not do that. But I also feel like a lot of the start of this project is just going to be me looking at YouTube videos, reading manuals, having no clue what I'm doing, asking people for help. And the thing with that is there won't be any like visible, tangible progress. That's going to mess with me. I know it's going to mess with me. That's really the issue is I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not going to see any progress. I'm going to get discouraged and freak out and then put it away and never touch it again. But I'd really like to do it. I don't know. I'd probably have to get special permission to actually fly it on VATSIM. Like, hey, I know the Dark Star was banned, but this is technically not the Dark Star. You know, I have some ideas for how I could improve the Dark Star. Like, I would want a full, I can look forward cockpit, even though I understand why that wasn't a thing. Is because a lot of window is hard to keep from melting at Mach 10. But it's a flight sim. So, I think I could improve upon the Dark Star, make things better, make it nicer, stuff like that. But there's just a lot to learn when it comes to that. And that's the issue. Is the learning curve is steep to make something that's decent. I don't want to come out with something that's like terrible. Be like, oh, I did it. And then it's like a literal potato that has wheels and stubby wing. A KSP airplane. It's gonna probably turn out to be like a KSP airplane. I kind of feel like I want to steal the modeling of the Dark Star, but then make my own changes, like open, close canopy, wraparound window, looks sleek and futuristic, stuff like that. I don't know. There's a lot that I could do with it. And there's so much that I could do with it, and so much to learn, it's kind of like paralyzing. If that makes any sense. I have ADHD. That will make things make more sense when I say it's paralyzing. I will literally get so overwhelmed I can't do anything. Actually, that happens a lot. That happens too much. Maybe I should stop throwing myself at these massive projects. I don't know. I know it's probably going to take a while to actually get to completion, but I would like to see it through to the end. Because I'll come out of it. If I see it through to the end, I will come out of it with skills that I didn't have before, which is a good thing. It's always good to learn new skills. I'm going to start doing this instead of going to therapy. Just stream Microsoft Flight Simulator and start talking. Talk things through. No, I mean, I guess you can't complain with like learning how to code and model and stuff like that. Making an aircraft for the flight sim is pretty big. Making a good aircraft for the flight sim is a pretty big achievement. I mean, I can guarantee you it's not going to turn out like this Vision Jet here. But I would like to improve upon the already available Dark Star and make it where it's flyable on VATSIM. It would be hilarious if I made it, if I somehow figured out how PMDG did all their navigation, VNav, LNav, and all that, and then translated that to the Dark Star. That would be hilarious. Dark Star LNav. Dark Star VNav and LNav. Maybe even throw in the part where in the movie they didn't have to dive at the ground to get supersonic. There have been a couple of times where I haven't had to actually dive at the ground, but most of the time you do actually have to dive at the ground to become supersonic. The only reason I set my mind on the Dark Star is because I think it would be fun to be able to fly high and ridiculously fast in VATSIM, because I would like that departure and arrival ATC. Like, hey, I just got done with a Mach 10 run, and now I'm landing at this airport. Can you please control me to that airport? And I am aware that over 60 or 70,000 feet, there is no controller, which is totally makes sense because you're in the US with massive center airspaces. You're going to be in their airspace for, what, 5 minutes? At the most. That's if you're going slow. That's low and slow for the Dark Star, is 5 minutes in airspace. More realistically, you'll probably be zipping through in 2 to 3 minutes. So, when you're going hypersonic, of course, that would make sense. But you also don't want to be diving in their airspace, because that's a huge... Well, see, the movie, he basically climbed up to however high he went and Mach 10. I wouldn't make it to where it climbs up and continues accelerating like that. Yeah, a very powerful initial climb up to 30-something thousand, 40-something thousand feet, but then if you want to get supersonic and actually get into the speed, if you want to get up to that Mach 2, Mach 3 regime, you're going to have to pretty much level out for a minute, kick in the power fully, and accelerate. Then you got to continue climbing till you get higher up where the jets are less efficient. Then you kick in the scramjets where you can really go. But I don't want to have to dive at the ground to get supersonic. That's the part that irks me, because that would require a huge block altitude granted from the controller, and that's like, why even? I'm going to go ahead and select altitude down to 12.5. But yeah, I don't expect to climb at 40. I don't want it to climb at 45 degrees and accelerate all the way to Mach 10. That was stupid unrealistic. But I don't want to have to dive 20,000 feet at the ground. That, I feel, would also be fairly unrealistic, because you're going supersonic and you're going down into more and more atmosphere. We're going to VS it down. We're going to start with 500. Down to 1,000. $1,500. 2,000. I don't know. There's a lot that I would have to flesh out before I actually committed to actually building the aircraft and coding in the performance and all that. probably should have started descending earlier. I should probably continue talking. But yeah, I would like to do a couple projects of my own just to like learn how to do it and make some aircraft that probably won't get made for a while. And the sense of accomplishment will probably be great afterwards. But I know that the recreating the Dark Star in a more VATSIM friendly way is definitely on my list of things I need to do. Well, don't need to, but I would very much like to. I'm actually going to put it into heading mode here. Go to flight plan, destination. Select approach. I do ILS is what I want to do. ILS 14. Did the SR-71 have to dive for Mach 3? Because I don't think it had to dive for a high speed. I think it just had to level off at a lower altitude, get to that speed, then continue. We'll just go with melon. Load, activate, nav. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it and stuff like that, but I do know that there's a lot that I have to figure out before I can continue. But I do need to like learn how to get the basic stuff done first. I do know the basic stuff is how I'm going to get to the more complicated stuff, like how to do the climb. I mean, I'd say worst case scenario, I'd just replicate how the Dark Star flies and just make visual changes to it along with the panel and functional changes. But the flight model and how it does all that stays the same. Ideally, I could change stuff like that and it would be fine. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that. But I'm sure it's not exaggerated like the Dark Star dive is, where you go up to 30,000 feet, then you dive at the ground for 20 or so thousand feet, then you pull back up. I'm sure that was probably a more shallow dive for a brief period of time. What is the weather? 3012. There we go. I'll probably want to be at 5,000 by MYNN. Oh, look, there's the ejecutives. Ejectiva private jet. It's up at 27,000 feet right now. But I did not know that the SO-71 had to dive. That's quite interesting, actually. Oh, we are I guess it canceled the direct 2 on its own. Let's see. We're about to be flying into a... Do I want to turn on the anti-ice, or do I just let it be? We'll see. We'll see. We're not in the clouds yet. So this is interesting. This little yaw back and forth is a bit interesting here. Sorry, I just like completely zoned out there. Okay, so we're about to head into the clouds. What is the outside temperature? We're over 5 degrees. We should be fine. We should be hitting Mooney above 2,000. So we'll actually put down a 2,700. The landing lights can go back on. How are we looking? We're looking good there. Ooh, right into a cloud. Pretty. So we're just going to do a standard ILS here. 110.1 is the frequency. We should probably tune that in. It's already tuned in. Okay, I guess that does that automatically then. I'm gonna keep our speed up. See if we can increase the spacing between me and this person that's coming in from my right. Nassau traffic, Cirrus November 22395 on the ILS for runway 14. Okay, we are under the beacon there, which is good. So we're gonna level out here. Then we can hit approach. We're gonna slow it way down here. This is 2,143 actually.
Nassau traffic,
And we have the runway in sight.
Runway 14, behind the traffic in sight.
Okay, we got the traffic behind us, just called up. I don't have a pirate voice. Sorry, I missed your I missed your messages there. We're gonna go ahead and put our gear down. Okay, we have the runway in sight. We could honestly just not bother with the flaps, to be honest. But I'm gonna put one notch in now. And we'll put the flaps full now. This is a beautiful, beautiful approach. Oh, should probably take over here. It's not too bad of a day here in Nassau. I can't do that. And Nassau traffic, Cirrus November 22395 is now clear. Parking brake on. Gonna get the approach here. The approach and landing of this next person. I got really quiet there at the end. I was focused. No, I'm not gonna say the weather's great. I'm pretty sure it's rainy, but it's not terrible. Why is my luggage door open that whole time? I genuinely wonder if it was open the whole time. No, it was not.
Traffic has cleared the runway.
Just immediately opened as opened as soon as I... Oh, that's funny. Okay, we're gonna open the door here. Go into the VAMs, bows. We're gonna do another one of my favorite things. Which is the engine shutdown. I'm gonna mute myself for that one as well. And I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. I've returned. Okay. Generator's off. And plane off. Okay. I think we'll call that... a full stream. I hope you enjoyed the flight, and have a great night. Adios.